Hi, I'm Alice and I'm a slut. Bitches for plants. Today I thought I'd film a little bit of an orchid tour because I know that I gained a few followers from the orchid community because I made a video which put up there for the global virtual Black Friday orchid show, and that was really nice because I haven't really talked about orchids that much on this channel, and so I thought I'd do a little tour, and that'll mean that when I do a houseplant tour I won't have to focus on them so much, and it could be two shorter videos rather than one super long one. My collection is mainly seedlings and small plants. I do have a few slightly larger ones, but yeah, I just thought I'd go around and show you what I have. Start over here. This is my little Paphiopedilum collection. I have 5 small little plants, 4 are here and 1 is over the other side. I probably won't go and like check names because that is going to take a really long time, but you'll have names and photos of flowers or potential flowers or the parents on the screen. Also, if anyone knows, is this variegation or a nutrient deficiency? I would love to know. Then I've got a few little phals. This is, you can read that, Phal Venus, which is Lindenii biaquestris. Has super cute little spotty silvery leaves, plenty of roots happening. I left it in the media that it came in because it was just sort of a bark mix that looked fine, but I have a feeling that the older roots have died off, potentially just because of the difference in watering. I don't know, but it's hydrated, it's growing, it's good. This is my secret shame. This is Phalaenopsis philippinensis. I have a few little orchids that I put in this sort of kokedama setup. This guy did not like it. Some of them did. Initially he did like it, and both the leaves that you can see are ones that grew in my care, and they are larger than the older ones. And he has got plenty of roots that have grown in my care. Shaky fucking hands, Jesus. But you can see other roots under there that I've just attached with a rubber band to the top of this, because I think the ones that were inside the moss have died. So that's the only real way that he's getting moisture, and you can see he's drying off his leaves. I have a new setup planned, but I just haven't received the media yet. So don't worry too much, but he does look shit, and he could look shitter. This is my little Phalaenopsis libicensis. It hasn't grown much. He did make a few new roots, but then that tip started to die. You can see there's a new little leaf coming right in there, so hopefully that will be better. And that's not like an active infection, it hasn't extended at all. This guy is, it's not an Orangus, it's not an Arides, it's an Aranthes grandiflora. He seemed quite happy. He's in a self-watering sort of setup, and he's made plenty of new roots, as well as those 2 little twins at the front. But you can see that leaf is shorter than the others. That happened during repotting, and I'm hoping that this next one will be bigger, but we shall see. So down here I've got some flasks and seedlings. I kind of went a bit crazy because I was like, seedlings are here about $10 minimum, and you get, you know, a whole bunch of flasks. I was like, they really don't need to be that expensive, so I started buying flasks, saving up and buying flasks instead of buying you know, a bunch of tiny seedlings that, you know, I could lose, when this way I've got a real good chance at actually having something out of it. Under here we have Phalaenopsis, Stuartiana tipo, again with nice little silvery leaves. He really did, oh, and that's an alocasia bulb. He really did not like being deflasked. I've had lots of, so these are Cattleyas myci, or is it Brassicattleyas, whatever it is. All the ones out of the flask. And they have done really well and hardly had any leaf browning at all. But these guys, they had so much. Another little couple of flasks, their name will be on the screen. There's not that much to look at. And then my Cyclopsis, which is a recent purchase. Here's a cute little new growth. I'm thinking it could be a flower spike, but I'm pretty sure it's a new growth. Kill. Up here we've got Doritus pulcherrima and Lockhartia lunifera, maybe. They're doing okay. They're in the sort of moss Kokedama. Haven't done any growth, either of them. These are my three little Succulent. They are really difficult to keep up with watering. You can see that guy's got a wrinkly leaf. They do flesh back out when they get watered, but I do them as I do my mounts, because they are basically mounted in there. There is some media, but they're basically mounted on this pot. Yeah, it's strange how much water they need, given that they're Australian and you wouldn't think they'd get heaps of water, but I guess they come from environments with a lot of water. This is like two smallish sort of seedling, bigger than a seedling plants of Brassivola cuculata. Cutie. Over here, this is BC Teresa Ritchie, and that is BC on the screen with the flower. This guy came with no roots as a seedling, which was very disappointing. But he's since, I've got him some new roots, and he's put out these tiny little growths, which are still growing, but they are not going to get anywhere near the size of the previous growths. This guy was a small plant, put out these nice long roots, and that nice new growth. Okay, so on this mount we've got Sarcochilus, a Vanda that I don't remember the name of, and a Vanda Tourette's down the bottom. I have mounted a few of my seedlings all together and potted them together because it is going to take them a while to grow up. That's Leptotes bicolor, iron in the middle. I think that's a Holcoglossum. I can't remember, it'll be on the screen. We've got a Dendrobium / Docrylia, again in that Kokedama type thing, and he's put out new growth, so I guess he's happy. Dendrobium / Docrylia cucunumerum, or whatever it is. Little pickle orchid. I think that's actually a bunch of tiny seedlings, just all plonked together, and that's the way it came, so I left it. And this down here is an interesting cross of two Australian species. It's a Sarcochilus cross with a Plectorhiza or something, so it's a Vandaceous type. Yeah, should be interesting. Down here, I think this is 3 seedlings of Papilionanthe Joaquim whatever, but I will check and put it on the screen. Got a little Rhinanthera monarchica. He was under there with the rest of these guys, quite close to that light, and he did not enjoy it. So now he is over here, a little bit away from the light. This is a mount with, I think it's Cattleyas Mendenhall, or it might be a BLC. It'll be on the screen, but that's new growth he's put out, which is, you know, much, the bulb is going to be much bigger than the previous growth, so that's nice. Through here I've got a few different Vandas. Only these guys are happy really. There's a big one there and a little one at the front, because they are in a self-watering with perlite setup. You can see they've got lots of happy little roots. Perlite probably is a bit too moist for them, but it's good enough for now, and I am waiting for media, like I said. These Vandas, none of them are very happy, because they're like somehow both too moist and too dry. The moss just stays wet for too long, and then once it dries, it's really dry, and that's on me. I don't water them enough, but I'm waiting for new media so they can try a different setup. Another little Terete Vanda in there, and some normal guys over here, this guy in the basket. Down the bottom here, this is Rhyncholaelia serena. It's a seedling that I had, and then potted it up into one of these kokedamas, and I think it's lost pretty much all of its roots, which is great because it's a really slow grower and it's already lost one of its leaves. But yeah, it's working on that new one. Hopefully it'll be fine. Got Maxillaria tenuifolia, working on new growths. It's got 3, 1, 2, and then 1 down the bottom. The bulbs are quite wrinkly. It came as a division with barely any roots, so that's why he's wrinkly. He does stay nice and moist though with sphagnum and perlite. This guy is, I think this one's the Arundia graminifolia or something. There was a neobenthami in there, but I think that's died. Pretty sure I pulled it out. Over here I went crazy and accidentally won 3 different auctions of Dendrobium Lodogesi. Yeah, Dendrobium Lodogesi. So I guess I'll sell some of them, or maybe put them all together. I haven't decided yet. These guys are my most recent purchase. It's just a bunch of, I think species. I think there's one cultivar, but it's species Dendrobiums. This is Nindii, and there's 2 spectabulae because I really like it, and seedlings were cheap. So I bought 2 because I really don't want to kill it. Another spectabulae. And then yeah, that's the cultivar, Nisha Dragonhorn. And this guy is succulent. I think they've pretty much all got new growths on them, which is super great. You can see a new growth there. This is my Dendrobium nesta crossed with a phyllum. Very pretty. Oh my gosh, why can't I zoom? Very pretty purple flowers. To me it just looks like a nesta. I don't see any phyllum in it, but there you go. This obviously isn't where it lives usually. It's got a nice new growth happening, which is facing the light. These guys I'll probably just go over quickly and put the names and flowers on the screen, because there's quite a few. This guy. And then we've just got these other mounts. So that is Dendrobium parishii. That is another one of, oh no it's not, that's Phalaenopsis mariotiana, previously Hydrochila, whatever, Vandopsis hydra something. That is the other Succulent crossed with Plectorhiza hybrid, which has buds. That little dude, I forget the name of. Then there's this guy, which is a Dendrobium something. Oh god, I don't know. I think that's a Bortonia, and then next to it is a little Schonoorchis fragrans. Okay, next shelf. We've got that little dude, another seedling, and that's one of the Phalaenopsis Sciatiana seedlings. Another little Tracklist, which I am failing at. Oh yeah, this guy is an encyclia. You can see it's got like a hole in the side. I don't know what did that, but it seems to have stopped doing it now. So hopefully those new growths grow and maybe I'll remove them or see what happens. Got Epicatlia Renee Marks with a new growth. You can read that. It says Bulbophyllum, and there's another little dude here. Martin. You can see most of my plants are overpotted. They're in like large pots, and I really, if I had smaller things, I would put them in them. But it's kind of as it is. This is a little Sophronides hybrid or Cattleya hybrid. This is my Tolumnia. It's not very happy. Yes, it's in moss, but the moss does dry very quickly. Because there's lots of pellet in there as well. I don't know. I don't think this is the ideal setup for him. Some more Dendrobiums. I'll go down there. Dendrobium. Arangus, another little Vanda seedling. You can see everything is like seedlings, but I'll just put things on the screen. We've got this guy, which is a Dendrobium something, and it's got these more succulent sort of leaves, which is cool. This is my Coleogene, which I also am failing to hydrate. It was a division with not that many leaves, roots, but you can see he's not happy. Another bowl down there. This is Dendrobium keithii, another one of these sort of succulent ones. He flowered for me, which was nice. That's everything in here, and we'll just quickly go into the, oh no it's not, got this other Dendrobium / Docrelia, which is amazing and I did not pay very much for. It was like weirdly cheap, but it's big and it's cool and it has a very interesting mount, which seems to hold a lot of water, which is strange because it looks like it's just like lava rock in there. So he's pretty cool. This is Rhyncholaelia digbyana. I just brought it in from the back room to show you the flower a little better. You can see it's starting to go and die. It's starting to die. It's got a little bit of brown on it. Hasn't been open that long, a few days. No, probably almost a week. But it came bare rooted, and I don't know if it's doing all that well, but I let it flower because, you know, who doesn't want to see that, right? Yeah, that's all my blooms. This is all my blooms, but that's all my orchids. Thanks for watching. I hope this was not too boring. I know it's just a lot of seedlings and stuff. Yeah, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon.